everybody, it's Jim Starkweather, the publisher of KitMaker Network, and welcome to another Monday mail call, where we open up boxes and look inside them to see what little things we might find from, well, little things that are supposed to be big things, as in scale models, of course. All right, well, it's been 2 weeks, thankfully. I did get some of these items even during the first week of that 2 weeks, but I was patient. I held on. I was like, no, there'll be more, and there always are. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to the unboxing. I don't think we're really having much more than that this week. I've got some upcoming items, which I'll probably just again say these should be upcoming. They should have been upcoming like a month or two ago, but yeah, I'm keep procrastinating and putting stuff off. I did get some books out last week, as you probably noticed on the channel, and there are many more of those. Many more. From here, from this package, though, we're going to open up this from History and Collections of France, and it is probably a Steel Masters number 138. Good thing I just got three of those other ones done. So you can see they have the new issue out, and this is in French with no English. And it features the French AMD 35, the Tamiya AMX 1375 project, an Opel Admiral, and a Renault EG. Sorry, you know, when Renault was first added as a car company back in I want to say the 80s, maybe the 70s, but it like stopped in the 80s. Everybody called them Renaults. You got a Renault? Yeah, that's a Renault. They were notoriously bad to get fixed. That was one of the reasons they went. They just couldn't get parts or something, if I remember correctly. Because I was actually in the car business at the time, working selling cars, and so I knew people who had actually worked at dealerships, and yeah, they just had a hard time. Saab was the same way. Not to get parts, but because the Saab. This is a little history fact for you, anybody who's a car guy. The Saab engines, to do any kind of even some moderate work, not changing out gaskets and things, but any kind of work to the engine, they basically had to drop, and it was designed to drop out of the car, but they had to drop the engine or pull it out. I think it's dropped out. I want to say it dropped out. Maybe it pulled out of the car. Yeah, so it made all Saab mechanical projects last for like a while, and so the dealers got rather frustrated because it'd be like they had to have loaner cars out for weeks sometimes. I got a catalog from Osprey, so not really a big thing there, but the July-December 2016 catalog, which probably has all sorts of new Osprey books coming out. Yep, new Osprey books coming out. Let's open one of the boxes, though, shall we? This one is from Mig Jimenez. So Ammo of Mig has sent us more stuff, because we finally did get rid of much of the things they sent us last time, but we still have a few. But let's go ahead and see what the new items are that Ammo of Mig have come out with. Okay, we got some popcorn. All right away I can see a smart set of color for PLA colors, People's Liberation Army. Get that in there close enough. I'm actually like holding it up to like I'm shooting the freaking video on the iPhone. I'm holding it up to the iPhone. No, the camera, dude, the camera is taking the pictures. A smart set with modern French armored colors. So that's that also looks nice. And then we have some books, it looks like, or other materials. Try not to get popcorn everywhere. We've got the Weathering magazine, What If, which I think I just saw this somewhere on a news story or something. And this is going to be some armor projects and probably some spaceships and some TIE fighters. Definitely got some good What If things in there. Oh, we got their number 4 edition of the Encyclopedia of Aircraft. Number 4, this one's on weathering. And this is the series by Diego Quijano. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Because I think somebody did point out the right pronunciation, but no, I'm not going to remember it. unless you like say these names over and over again on a routine basis, it's just hard to, I guess that's the whole trick with learning languages too. I mean, you got to be able to like speak the language on a regular basis. Otherwise, the words are stored up here, but they just don't They don't pop out. And then we got quite a few little pamphlets on various things. MIG, vegetation, sets, metallics. These are more for the stores. The stores obviously have many of these, and they go into their thing. But we appreciate getting them because that way we can kind of see. If somebody asks us about something, we can always say, oh yeah, that's this thing. So, anyways. All right, well, that's what we got from MIG. Let's see what... Oh, no. Yeah, I have popcorn all over my floor now. Next, we got something from... Well, it came from... Oh, you know what? Darren. He's been asking me, has my package come? Has my package come? Has my package come? Who does he label the package to? Armorama.com. Yeah, well, tell me next time. You can label it to me, and it'll still get there. Let's see what Darren sent me. We have this little thing where we send stuff back and forth to each other. It's rather funny. He's probably going to laugh or cringe. Are you cringing? Look, I got Cadbury Dairy Milk, and my wife gets Jammy Dodgers. Yeah. Oh wow, that's a huge package of digestives. Very nice, and also rich tea. Some of this stuff we can buy in stores, but you know, it's really overpriced here too. So because of the same importy kind of things. And we got Berry Blast Jammy Dodgers, as well as Jam and Custard Jammy Dodgers. Wow, my family will eat these up in no time. But so yes, I did get my package. He's been asking me for weeks. I probably had this box here since last week. To be fair, it hasn't been sitting here that long. All right, well, on from the non-model related things to the actual models. There should be some real models finally in this box, which is from MRC. Let's see what they sent us. Okay, they sent us bubble wrap. Nice bubble wrap. Go down with the popcorn bubble wrap. Alrighty, they have sent 172nd scale British Army AH-64D Afghanistan. Make sure I got that up there right. Very cool looking. They have sent us another Da Vinci set. I think I've got a few of these now. This is the Flying Pendulum Clock. And this is an Academy kit. These are pretty cool. Not sure how many guys out there are doing these, whether they're more kind of like more angled towards youngsters to doing projects, you know, physics projects and things like that. Could be interesting to know. And then we have the 172nd scale U.S. Air Force B-17E Pacific Theater. So if you're a B-17E fan, I'm sure that's something that will be welcome in terms of scale and size. And since the B-17 is such an iconic plane, I'll probably try to do an unboxing of this because I don't think we've done too many Academy unboxings on the channel. So it would be nice to probably have some of their kits featured, wouldn't it? Well, that was a quick one, wasn't it? I'll just say, like I said, I am going to do the Tiger One initial that you guys voted on. How long ago now? I think, yeah, forever ago. I'm also going to do the Type Tech 6092, which is kind of one of the T-54 or 55 TACOM variants. And I'm going to do the Soviet T-10 heavy tank. So if you're a World of Tanks guy and you like the IS-8, now T-10, that's what that one is. As well as the KV-5 super heavy tank. Also going to be doing an unbox of those two trumpeter kits. TACOM kit. All right, and I've got lots of books to do, and I've got probably the Sharn horse to do, and maybe the Boeing 777 that I couldn't ship out because it's so damn large. But thanks for watching yet another mail call video. I appreciate you guys' feedback, support, and of course, keep sending in those emails and requests. I can't promise everybody's going to get something. It's just a matter of finding the right people with the right skill sets and the photography skills and all that stuff. So there's no harm in asking, though. I mean, you know, I know some of you are probably asking, oh, is he talking about my email? Oh, if I haven't responded to you, if I never responded to you, then write me back. Because, you know, sometimes I get a lot of email. a lot of email. And what often happens, unfortunately, I try to avoid this happening, but what happens is sometimes somebody will send me an email, and I will read the email, but I don't have time to respond to it right then. I always generally try to mark that email as not read so that it'll stay in my inbox. But occasionally, whether it's on my phone or whatever, I forget to mark it as not read so that I'll remember to come back to it and reply to that nice person. And unfortunately, the email goes unanswered. Now, that said, I've got emails in my queue that are in there, not read, but we're going back a ways. I mean, some emails that I intend to reply to, but I also, the pool starts to build up to a certain point, so I have to try to like target the ones I really need to reply to and so forth. So yeah, unfortunately, I wish I wasn't in that dire scenario email-wise, but it's just the price I pay, I guess, for all running all this stuff. So thanks for being patient with my email. You can always be I'm trying to pick the right word here without saying it. Don't be a pest. Nobody wants to be a pest in email, but be persistent. If you feel like, hey, he responded to me once and I had a good response from him, and I never got an email back after that. I wonder what happened. Yeah, follow up, say what happened, and I'll probably write you back and say, yeah, I forgot is what happened. But there's no, malice or anything else intended. I'm a pretty straightforward guy. If I can't send you something or usually I'm going to say, sorry, right now, that's just not something we can do. But, people people who fall into that bucket, because it's not a small bucket, but people who fall into that basically just know if you start submitting stuff to the site of your own, like, you buy a kit and say you submit a review. Once we can see a track record online of the kind of review you would write or the kind of photos you would take and so forth, then we're a lot more likely to say, yeah, this $70 kit I will send to you, person. So, Now, this $70 kit is only $70, not to me. I didn't pay anything for it. So, I mean, but to be honest, it's the potential shipping and that type of thing too. So if you're asking for a kit, again, I'll remind you, because this was in last week's 2 weeks ago video, I'm in a situation now where shipping prices have just gone through the roof, especially for overseas shipping, but even in the United States. Kits that used to cost me like $8 to ship are now costing $15, even $20 to ship domestically. I'm not talking about overseas. And kits that used to cost me $20 to $25 to ship overseas are now costing $30 to $35 to ship overseas. So shipping was always kind of a sticking point. I mean, I always had tried to keep myself within a budget or whatever, which means I could only send out so many kits. But now it's becoming almost like that's a cost we can't quite bear at this point. I wish we had more income coming in for the site, but unfortunately advertisers I'm not sure what they're doing lately. They seem to be kind of still, getting something from online advertising, but I think they're also not knowing what they're getting from online advertising. And I'll make a little segment of this video for advertisers. If you are a small, medium, or large even internet-based, business, well, not even internet-based, but, Hannets, for goodness sakes. I mean, I don't think there's anything more cost-effective right now than advertising on sites that target your customers. In other words, yes, you could go to Google, you could do AdWords, you could try to pull in people who maybe aren't on websites like Armorama or Hyperscale or whatever websites, you can think of that are big scale modeling sites. And you try to find those people who are kind of like, oh, Hyperscale, Armorama, I've never heard of these sites. But I see that, that ad on the side of Google. But I've done that before. I know how costly it is. I know there are companies out there spending unbelievable amounts of money advertising through Google AdWords and stuff. And I just don't see the logic in it. Go where your customers are. And in the old days, with magazines, like scale modeling magazines, that's where your customers were for the most part. Now, not all of them got the same magazine. You had to advertise in different ones. I get it. But I'd be willing to say that sites like Armorama, the reason that we get 150,000 unique people a month coming to the site is because there are a lot of modelers out there. Maybe they don't frequent our site every single day. They don't spend hours and hours and hours in the forums, like sometimes people used to. But the reality is they do come to our site once in a while, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months even. The point is that they are coming. So the advertising that you put on Armorama is a lot more likely, or on KitMaker in general, is a lot more likely to target or hit the clients that you're looking for. Like YouTube, for example. I mean, I don't have any ads running for the most part on a lot of these videos I've done on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't really pay enough. I mean, literally on the ads that the views that we generate through all the YouTube videos that we put up is about $30 to $35 of ad revenue a month. Yeah, that's enough to send one thing to somebody overseas. So that just doesn't cut it. People, you have to generate a lot of views on YouTube to be making a business out of it. It's just not something that would do it. But on the other hand, we are like hitting a bunch of unique people on YouTube. So I wouldn't be against, for instance, putting a sponsor ad on the front of one of our videos if there's somebody out there who's watching this, Gordon from Sprue Brothers or whatever, and it says, oh, well, this video is sponsored to you by Sprue Brothers, and, whatever graphic, I would be fine with that. And I think most of the people watching these videos would be fine with it too, because they'd know, oh, well, at least, Jim's going to get more ad revenue so he can send more stuff out without asking people to pay for shipping. Because that's really what it comes down to. For the most part, in order to do this business, I had to have a certain amount of money to pay for my mortgage, my power bills, my healthcare, all that stuff, the basic stuff that you need to do to make this a full-time job rather than just as a sideline hobby thing. And so my wife is happy for the most part, that we're paying most of the things we need to pay. And she's working too, as not in this business but on her own. And so. But so that what I'm saying is that any extra money we can get in through subscriptions, ad revenue for advertisers or whatever, it's generally going into things like paying for shipping or paying for other stuff that we need to do. So, anyways, that thus ends this. Was going to be short. Bit of info about advertising in general online and so forth. But again, for the vendors out there that might actually listen to this, I think the ad rates and so forth for most of the online sites are pretty reasonable by comparison to, say, the print ad rates. I mean, I'm not trying to slam magazines because I know they have actually reduced their advertising rates and stuff. But when I first started Armorama, Fine Scale Model or other scale modeling companies, like to be on that back cover of where's to have this position on the back cover of the magazine was about $5,000. Yeah, that's just not, $5,000. That's for one magazine. And we're not talking about magazines. Fine Scale has a publication circulation of, I don't know, somewhere between 35 to 50 something thousand, 60,000. Nobody really knows exactly because they print a bunch of issues. They go out to newsstands, and then sometimes newsstands send those magazines back to them. This was unsold. Now, I don't think that actually happens a lot with Fine Scale because my experience was they put 5 issues out at, say, my local supermarket. I saw them there once, and then they disappeared. So, I mean, they sold. But I'm sure they do get some returned. And that's why they have backstock of issues usually with most magazine companies. But again, not trying to slam Fine Scale. They do a fine job. I just think that back then, that's why Kalmbach has a corporate headquarters with many offices and are able to pay their employees and pay for their health care and so forth. It's because companies used to pay $5,000 for these back covers, and now they're not paying $5,000 for back covers, nor are they paying as much for full page ads and things because of the internet. Because the internet's provided an alternative to that. That said, though, the rates are still really high by comparison to what we charge for, say, a whole year of advertising. The rate for a magazine is a lot higher. So, which is why so many companies have tried to basically get their own magazines. Why do you think Meng, did the thing with AFAB Modeler? And I know, for example, HobbyLink has for years been trying to essentially start up a successful magazine to do scale modeling stuff, and they have several, I think, now. But yeah, I mean, it's smart. It's a good business decision, but it's also a good business decision to advertise with the sites that are out there that have a lot of the people on them. And I can definitely say that we have peoples. And with that, I will close this video. And wish you guys goodwill. And, hopefully you didn't watch all this boring part about inside vendory stuff. But if you did, I hope you learned something. And I was happy to help provide information. So thanks for watching again, and we'll see you next time on Mail Call.